So as we prepare for this year's fall camping retreat, I wanted to share just a little bit of information with you about some of the organisms that you might see while exploring. One insect you'll almost certainly encounter on this trip is Soleanopsis invicta, or the imported red fire ant. I'm sure you've seen these guys before, as they're pretty common in this area. An interesting fact that you might not know is that within this species of ant, there are two distinct social forms, monogynous and polygynous. While it's difficult to tell the groups apart, there's one factor that is a dead giveaway as to what type that you're dealing with. If you're lucky enough to stumble upon a colony, you can simply count the number of queens present. Monogynous groups only have one large queen in their colony, and she is the only individual allowed to reproduce. However, polygynous groups have several smaller queens which are all allowed to reproduce. Regardless of the social group, fire ants can hurt when they bite. Fire ants not only hurt humans, but can also outcompete and negatively impact other populations of native ants, such as the species pictured here. While polygynous groups are more harmful to native species, they often have difficulty dispersing to areas far from the initial group, whereas monogynous groups have no issues in doing this. Recent studies have shown that humans are facilitating the spread of invasive fire ants by creating corridors, which result in higher connectivity between areas. This, in turn, is allowing the polygynous groups to travel more easily between areas and affect greater numbers of native ants. So while corridors between areas of land can be both beautiful and help augment habitat fragmentation, it can actually negatively affect the biodiversity of organisms that are vulnerable to invasive species. Hopefully now you'll be able to identify these ants in the wild and understand how humans are changing their population distributions.